Inside Disc Golf.
Hello and welcome to Inside Disc Golf Podcast, episode 27. We're going to be talking about the Estonian Open and looking ahead to the Nokia Open. Andrew Gum here.
Victor Tågestad here. Yeah, it's really an intense few weeks here on Disc Golf Stream and in the disc golf world, basically. So much things going on right now and so many beautiful stories from Estonian Open. That's going to be our main topic today. But should we start to mention, as we usually do, what's happening around the world for our European players?
Yeah, that sounds good. We had the big, the first Elite Plus event on the Disc Golf Pro Tour taking place over on the West Coast in Oregon at the Portland Open. Portland's a big hub for disc golf, one of the top cities in the world for it. And it seems like they put on a pretty stellar event there with a really beautiful course and a lot of exciting action.
And who won?
Yeah.
Because we did have at least one European at the top.
Of course, yeah. On the FPO side, Kristen Tatar, maybe not too surprising to announce that she's the winner, but yeah, she took it down by 4 strokes over Sayananda.
And not just that, she averaged almost like around 1,000 rated rounds there. Like it's a little bit slower on final day, but then her lead was so big, so she could basically just walk through the course and play safe and still take a big win. So,
which is exactly what we're accustomed to seeing from her lately. It seems like she's really just head and shoulders above the field right now, and
just like last season, just too good.
Yeah,
too good.
She had a kind of a rough off season with the surgery. Surely wasn't able to practice that much, but it doesn't matter. She's just right back on the top.
And then just imagine if she can stay healthy during this off season coming into next year. What will we see from her? Because I don't think that she's on her highest level yet. I think there is more to.
She could probably compete in the MPO if she continues this level of ascent. I mean, she's 991 rated. Quickly approaching some of the best performances and rating that we've seen in history from the FPO side. So
it's just yet again hard to find words to describe the world number one, Kristin Tatar, right now. But it's fun to see that she just goes like a train right now and crushes everything.
Yeah, $8,500 richer after this weekend. We also had some other great performances from the Europeans over there, particularly Rachel Turton getting herself a top 10 finish at the Disc Golf Pro Tour.
Is that her first top 10?
Yeah, she's been outside for the other events. She was 13th and 12th, I think, in at least roughly. And good to see her break through into that top 10. And she earned herself over $1,000 and some really well-rated rounds, averaging. I guess she had that third round was a bit of a drop-off, but the other ones were right there around 970, so
that's the
solid.
Thing. When you're playing 4 rounds, you can afford one slightly slower, but you can't afford too slow pace, even on your slowest round, but that was totally fine from Rachel Turton.
Yeah, also Luke Lorentzen, 15th place from Norway, so solid result from her, $725 and some... I guess every single round was above her rating, so she can be happy about that performance. Played really well.
Feels like she has found her level now after a slightly slower start at the season, but looking better and better.
Yeah, definitely showed some really serious signs of potential. Some weak rounds here and there, but this was a pretty consistent performance all weekend long from her. So seems like she's trending in the right direction there. That's pretty much all we had on the FPO side as far as European storylines go. Over there on the MPO, we had an exciting playoff there, and Adam Hammes was able to get back on the top of the podium after a couple of years since his last big win. So
yeah, it felt like I thought was it 1 or 2 years ago that Adam Hammes would be just continue to improve and maybe be dominant on the tour because he feels like he has the whole package. But he hasn't found the consistency yet. If he can find that, we might see a potential world number one in Adam Hammes.
Sure. Yeah. Some pretty fierce competition. He's going to have to, bring it every weekend and find a new level of consistency. But he's proven he has that ability that he's, when he plays his best, that he's definitely in contention for wins anywhere. Yeah, he had a couple 1060 rated rounds. The other one's close to 1050, and then second round was his weak round, and that was still 1027. So when that's your worst round, that's when you played pretty well, I guess.
Almost Mauri Wilman class.
Yeah, not quite.
No?
Not quite. Well, we did have some Europeans over there, not really so much in the mix as far as fighting for the win, but just outside the top 10, we had Jakub Semerad getting 14th place and $1,500, and Jona Heinonen, 15th place.
Right there next to him.
Yeah, just one stroke behind him, and they both averaged all their rounds above 1,000. Solid performances, and they'll be probably heading back here to Europe pretty soon, but nice to finish off in style over there last event. Yeah.
Actually on their way back right now as we're speaking.
Nice.
That was the last event for their first US trip, and I think they're going to have a few months now in Europe, and then head back over to US in time for Worlds later this summer. It's going to be exciting to have them back in Europe and see what they have learned in US and see if they can fight with the best here in Europe now.
Yeah. We won't mention the rest of the Europeans because it's all kind of somewhere in the middle or lower, but we have so much to talk about today. We're not going to go too in depth into that.
We could sit here for a few hours if we wanted to, but
sure, but let's not today.
I'm gonna mention a few players in the Swedish juniors though, because that also happened this weekend. There are especially two players I want to talk about. First one is the winner of Mixed Junior 18, Elliot Jonsson. And the reason I'm mentioning him is because he's from my hometown.
Cool.
Yeah, so big congratulations. Will not go any deeper into that, but I take the opportunity I have to mention my hometown heroes. Yeah. Congratulations to Elliot Jonsson. But the player who impresses me the most right now in Sweden, if you're looking at her age, if you're looking at her skills, Julia Fors. Julia Fors is an 11-year-old girl. She's one head shorter than the rest of her player. The rest of the players in the girls junior 18. And she's crushing it. She took down the win.
That's remarkable. 11 years old.
I have seen a few clips of this girl on Instagram and social media, and I couldn't believe my eyes. She is one of the technically best players I've ever seen at such a young age. I know that she has been playing quite a bit with Elina Rydberg, so I sent her a message and asked, is this girl actually as good what it looks like? And she said yes. This is a potential world superstar in a few years, already at a very high level. She's playing smart for her age. She is averaging 3 rounds of disc golf a day, I think so. As long as she can keep her interest and
health,
a young age, I'm not so worried about her health yet. But as long as she keeps
the desire,
then I think this might be something special. Her rating is going up, and she didn't start this event that great, but she showed some class in the second round, and then won with with 6 stroke ahead of Julia Backlund, who is also a really good player.
Yeah, I've heard of her. She's very talented. I've seen some clips of her throwing really, really well-controlled distance drives.
So Julia Fors, if you haven't heard of her before, then you're going to. Yeah.
Well, you just did, but you're going to hear a lot more about it for sure. That's pretty exciting to be 11 years old and to win the 18 and under, or the under 18 junior division national title. That's pretty cool. Congratulations to her and to all the winners over there on the Swedish national juniors.
Yeah, I also want to say shout out Ville Parpala, also a very young player, took down of course, mixed junior 15, but played on basically the same level as the age division over. So also a very exciting player to watch.
Super impressive
for the future. And that's it for the Swedish juniors. Let's go on with the main thing that happened.
Yeah, we had a ton of fun
weekend.
This weekend, the Estonian Open, 3rd stop on the European Pro Tour. We got to follow it all live there on Disc Golf Stream. Hopefully you were along with us and got to see all that exciting and dramatic and touching moments that we saw out there on the course.
Our emotions has never been so high, or what do you say, that when Teele Tomsalu.
Should we start there?
I think that's because that's at least the biggest thing for me, the strongest feelings I've ever had here in the commentary booth. since we started here with Disc Golf Stream.
It was a wild round all the way. It felt like it was just like topsy-turvy. They were battling it out, and the three Estonians, Tele, Anneli, and Kaidi, also they were just back and forth. Like they kept changing the leadership position. Like every hole, it would change somehow. Whether it was for the lead, for the tie, for the lead, for the outright, or for second and third. Everything was just. It was a really tight, dramatic battle, and it was just kind of all that excitement was building slowly throughout and brewing throughout the round. And then, what happened in the end was just like, storybook type, like fairy tale type of ending.
So many emotions there. Of course, heartbreaking for Anneli Togias-Männistö missing her easy 4-meter putt there. I think there were some nerves involved for sure, but
I don't know if you can even call it easy. It's short. No. It's short, but given the conditions, that
should be easy compared. Like looking how good of a putter she is, but
some headwind there, all the pressure in the world, and that's not easy even from that distance, and that's what we saw. But that's an important opportunity to learn from. To be able to overcome that type of feeling in the next opportunity when you get yourself in that position, because she battled so strong and has played so well all season long. She's been second at every single European Pro Tour event. I know
which is good.
She's played amazing. She's had an incredible season, but I know she's hungry for that win, and she had it so close she could taste it. So
you can't get any closer.
But it was amazingly touching to see the reaction that Tele had. Like it happened all so quick that I think she thought she was going to the playoff, and then next thing you know, she was winning, and then there was a trophy in her hand, and then
the tears just
I think
came there.
Like we could just kind of feel it all start to soak in, like what it meant to her for her life, how big of a deal it really is, how much of a life-changing moment. Like you could kind of just feel all those emotions swirling inside of her. Like an 872 rated player to come out and win a big event like this. This opens up the world for her, like as far as sponsorship deals, as far as fans go and opportunities. It's, this is a life-changing moment for her.
It really is. And I wonder at what point she started to understand that, well, I could actually win this, because you couldn't see anything. No doubt in that phase. It was fighting face on from hole 1 to the final hole. And then just, she let it all go, and she let it all come. And in front of the home country gallery there, and I almost bursting into tears now just thinking about it, how beautiful moment that was, and how unexpected it was. I mean, she played the Monday qualifier. She didn't even win that.
Yeah, she got a wild card to even get into the event.
Yeah.
She's never even played on a European Pro Tour up to this point. She won her first one. I mean, like what would have been the odds coming into this event, like for her to win outright? Like what would be the betting odds on that? Like, what would you think?
I mean, I have to be honest, I had not ever heard her name. I'm sure I have seen it in some results, but it's really not something that I had.
No, we had no idea who she was, honestly. And being the last player admitted into the field, you like, because the rating's so low, because there's no real history of performing on this level. But to get herself into the event, and then to believe in herself, and to just put in the performance that she did, incredible stuff that we saw.
And especially when it was so tight between the top 3 players, they were all within one stroke, I believe, coming into the final round. They kept staying right in there. There was some score separation here and there, but they all bouncing back. And then Kaidi was dropping back maybe like halfway through, 2/3 through. But we all the time thought, like, shouldn't it be Tele Tomsalu who is dropping off?
Yeah.
Because we expected to see some nerves. It's a completely new situation for her.
Yeah, and being the, like, one of the lowest rated players in the field, and to just come, get into the event last minute, like, she wasn't supposed to be in that position. It didn't seem like she belonged there, but
now we know.
But she made it clear that she did, that she earned her spot there, and that it was no fluke. She consistently shot 930 or better. Actually, 962 the second round. She shot the hot round,
almost 100 over her rating. So,
and then 949 on the final round. She's almost $1,000 richer, and she's going to have that memory to share with, for the rest of her life. All there recorded live, and
And it's one thing to take down a big win as a surprise if the rest of the field isn't playing good. But that was not the case here at all, because Anneli and Kaidi were both playing at the level we expected.
Yeah, above their rating.
Yeah. So, I'm still at loss for words for what Tele Tomsalo did there. And I would have loved to see her this coming weekend now at Nokia Open, but I hope that it's not going to take long until we see her again.
Well, hopefully this gives her more opportunities to compete more in the future.
That's what I'm hoping for.
Maybe she'll find some support or sponsorship or something that allows her to tour, because that's a really exciting player that we would love to see a lot more of on Disc Golf Stream in the future.
And I'm sure we will.
Indeed.
But another second place for Anneli Togias-Männistö. Yeah. Kaidi Alsalo bouncing back up on the podium after some slow weeks, and then a lot of Estonian flags in the leaderboard.
Yeah, and a lot of new names and faces that we were really excited to get a glimpse of there on the coverage. Fourth place in a tie for fourth place was Marie Kielas, who was it 15 years old or
I don't know, junior at least.
Junior, anyway, very young player and very talented. She shot very consistently there, well above her rating, like 50 points above her rating, every round or more. She ended up tying with Kristi Unt, who we got to see a little bit more of on coverage and being on the lead card. Kersti Miller, also another new player for me, and she had some great shots as well. She got herself some cash. Kind of surprised to see that some of the favorites like Silva Saarinen and Keiti Tata, they really got off to a terrible start. They were out of contention after day one.
Hard to bounce back after such disaster day one rounds, but I think we will see more of them soon.
Yeah, it was just a little bit of an off week or some, that just didn't work out for him this time, but it left the door open for some new stars to kind of creep up there on the podium. And they took not necessarily new, but there was one new one. But the other ones, of course, we're very accustomed to seeing Anneli and Kaidi up there battling for positions. But super exciting weekend. Yeah, let's go through the picks real quick and see where we ended up on the...
Should we start with the FPO picks then, and then talk a little bit about the MPO and then go into those picks? So my first pick was Keiti Tette. Where did she finish?
Keiti Tette tied for 10th place.
10th place for Keiti Tette. And then Pinja Väisänen was my second pick.
She got 7th place.
7th place. And Kaidi Alsalo then she was up on the podium.
3rd place with a podium point bonus, minus 10.
Minus 10. So right now I'm having 10 points then. We will do a complete calculation when we have entered all the scores, but 10 points there after my FPO picks. How about yours? Anneli Togias-Männistö.
2nd place.
That's 2 points.
Yep. And the podium bonus,
Yeah. You're going to get to that. Silva Saarinen.
8th place.
8th place. Slight miscalculation there for both you and for Silva Saarinen.
Indeed.
But she showed she had a really good last round and climbed and saved you some points there.
Yep.
And then your final pick was Maria Livamägi.
16th place.
16th place.
So not her best weekend. She had a good second round, but really, really slow start.
That gives you 26 points, minus 10 for Anneli Togias-Männistö's podium finish. So 16 points after FPO.
Okay.
So we have 5 more players to talk about for us both.
All right. Let's get into it.
But let's first... my first pick was Mauri Vilman. We can start to talk about him.
Brilliant pick. Yeah, I had the first pick. I took Paul McBeth, but I started to slowly regret that. Even before we got started, because I kind of remembered this Mauri Vilman guy is really good at disc golf. This has been an amazing season for him. I mean, he's doing things that I just can almost not believe, like as far as consistency. He just continues to put in 1050 plus rated rounds every time, it feels like.
Consistency after quick improvement also, which is another thing. It's not like he's coming up and shooting some hot rounds here and there, showing that, look what I have done during the off season. But he's like a whole new player.
Yeah, he's like just incredible. He's like the best now.
Yeah, he is. I think that he's in contention to be maybe the best in the world right now, not just in Europe.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how he handles that type of competition when we get those top American dogs coming over here, and we'll see how he handles that type of a feeling, to play with some of the best in the world and some of the legends of the game. It will be interesting to see how he performs with them.
He did show that he handled the pressure to play with Paul Macbeth day one.
Absolutely.
I mean,
it was no big thing.
No, the gallery was huge, both because of Paul Macbeth and Mauri Vilman, the home country favorite. He was a clear favorite together with Paul Macbeth before.
Yeah, absolutely. Anyway,
no signs of nerves or anything. He was right there at second place after day one. Could have finished first even, and then just kept going. He was 10 down. Jonas Aalto had a hot round there at day one, so just one behind Jonas Aalto.
Yeah, another great performance from Mauri Vilman. 1049, 1045, 1060 rated, and this course is kind of hard to get really high ratings on, so that's really solid. Over $2,000 richer and even more confident than before, I guess.
Yeah, and big favorite to take down the Tour Points title now. The way he's playing
now. Yeah.
Of course, there's not so big of a bonus getting a win compared to second place. I actually think that's something there should be a change for next season. I think that you should get even more points compared to second place if you take down a win, because a win is a win. But it also makes it more interesting because it makes it more likely that you need to be at every event to score well. So you need to show up.
Sure.
And
I kind of disagree about that. Okay. I think it's pretty good the way it's set up. I think it's fair. I think by getting the win, you're getting the big paycheck, you're getting all the credit for everything, and you're getting more points than second by at least like 7 or 10 points already. I don't see the need to punish the players who are close to the win anymore or anything.
I see what you're saying.
I think it seems to be pretty good. Maybe last year we had a winner who didn't win any events, but that's just because nobody was dominating. We didn't have a repeat winner. No. It wouldn't have really made any difference, I don't think, to give the winner more points.
I don't have
last year.
I don't have any strong opinion about it, but I can totally see from the player's perspective that maybe it would be cool to get a few more points for a win, but it's not a big deal.
Yeah, I just feel like it seems to be pretty fair the way it is at the moment. I guess we could tinker with it, but I don't feel that it's broken. I don't see how we would be better serving players to.
I'm happy it's not my decision to change that. But yeah, Mauri Vilman, congratulations yet again. We're going to keep on congratulating him. Ville Ahokas finished second. Another
great performance from Ville, back on the podium. Another second place, also finished up there in Belgium. And of course, did so we got third, I guess, in Tali at the Helsinki event, but that's not part of the European Pro Tour. But yeah, he's having a great season. Another really good result. We didn't actually pick him, but almost $1,500 and really solid, consistent play. Just dipped a little bit that second round. Otherwise, he could have been maybe pushing a little bit closer for the win.
And that's so cool to see Ville Ahokas finding that consistency that he was lacking last year. That it was such a promising season start, and then afterwards we didn't see that much from him.
Yeah. Then we had a tie on the. For the third spot on the podium was Severi Saviniemi and Mikael Hamme.
I think Severi Saviniemi mentioned something that it was his first podium finish in many, many years, actually. So
interesting.
Yeah.
We've seen some hot rounds, but we haven't really seen him complete like a whole event recently or in memory, right? We know he's seen some hot rounds, but
should probably check that if it's true or if I spoke to soon there, but no, he didn't get any podium last year, and 2021 he was up on the podium. So, that was for a team event, so it was a long time since Severi Saviniemi was up on a podium. Yeah, 2020 last time, so 3 years.
Okay.
And Mikael Hamme also looked really solid after bouncing back after a slower event there in Tali. Super solid. Yeah. No need to bike back home from Estonia.
Another third place. He got third last year. And really consistent, solid play, yeah.
Mm.
So that's the podium.
Should we go through the picks now and maybe talk a little bit about the players when they're showing up?
Let's do it, yep.
So we already mentioned...
Yeah, that was great.
So that's 1 point for me and some sweet bonus points. Let's go them through soon. Paul Macbeth was your first pick.
Yep. He didn't have his best event, finished in a tie for 31st place.
And it
was in the cash, barely.
And it was actually maybe the worst event he has played in many, many years.
Yeah, he had a pretty good start. Decent start. And then I'm not sure what happened day 2. We didn't see the whole round, but just seemed to fail to get it kind of going. And And then I guess he was pretty far out of it after that. So a little bit better second day, or the final day, but still quite under his, ability and rating for sure.
Yeah, but Paul Macbeth, slight disappointment, I have to say. Still cool to have him in the field to see
some amazing highlights, man.
Many highlights, and it brought also a lot of people, big galleries out on the course, and made it very interesting in that way.
It was great to have him, of course.
My second pick was Samuel Hänninen, and he had another solid event.
Tied for fifth,
yeah. He was on the lead card for the final round, and could have ended up even higher, but
a little slow the final day. Just still kind of waiting to really finish super strong enough to get himself on top of the podium. But he's had an amazing season.
Yeah,
it's been a lot of fun to follow him. Yeah, really good player.
Lauri Lehtinen was your second pick.
He was up in that tie for fifth as well.
Tied for fifth. Also looking better and better.
Yeah, great to see him, coming back from the injury and slowly working. Well, not even that slowly. He's been right up there, in the top 5, both events he's played now, right? So.
Yeah, he had struggles on the first round, but then showed that, okay, I'm still here and I'm still going to battle to climb up and
bounced back strong, didn't he? Shot 5 strokes better than the first round, both second and third day. So
fun to see.
9 unders, yeah.
And he's the kind of player we want to have up in the top. That's where he belongs.
Absolutely, yeah.
Rasmus Metsema was my third pick. He did also really well.
Yeah, he's also in the top 10, tied for 9th place.
I have a feeling that I'm going to get some good scores with my pick.
You picked really well, yeah. He was over 1,000 rated each round, and solid to get in the top 10.
Great. Mikael Häme, we have talked about him already. He was your third pick, and he finished third.
Yep.
And he is already now, even after missing the first event of the year in Copenhagen, looking like he might be in contention for that Tour points win again. Yep. After a 10th and third place now.
Yep, slowly working his way up towards the top.
Luke Bain was my fourth pick, the Australian. How did he do? We didn't see him too much.
39th place.
Yeah, okay. And can you tell us a little bit about his rounds?
He had a very slow start the first day. He shot a 949 rated +1, I believe that is. 60, yeah. Par 59, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he shot a +1 the first day. Had a much better day the second day with a -8, 1026 rated. And then final day, 977 rated, kind of an average round there. Just a couple of strokes under par, three under.
That was his first competition now in Europe. He's going to be here for quite some time this year and play many events. It's going to be cool to see what he can do.
Yeah, great to have him here touring.
Matias Vilota was your fourth pick. What happened to him?
I think this was my worst one. 49th place.
49th place. It is something about Kurvema and Matias Vilota. It's not the perfect
combination.
Perfect combination. He said it last year that he doesn't like the course, but still finished quite strong then. But
I should have trusted him. Yeah,
he knows what he's talking about.
He failed to shoot over 1,000 rated round, and I should have picked a lot more of Estonians for sure. But he's a great player, and he'll be back strong for sure. He's going to have some big finish soon, I feel like.
Yeah, it feels like he has improved slightly from last year also, and he's looking more and more like a player to count on. This was a miscalculation both from him and for you.
Yeah, indeed.
But I don't think you should be too worried. Jesse Nieminen was my fifth pick. What happened there?
He was also in that tie for 9th place.
He was a little bit coming from behind, and we didn't get to see him at all, I believe.
He shot a good final round. He shot himself.
Typical for Jesse Nieminen.
10 down final round, 6 down second day, and 4 down to start. So consistent, you might want to start a little bit hotter, but right there, 20 down, top 10, good result. And he's the defending champion in Nokia, so he's gonna be looking to make some.
I have a feeling we're gonna talk more about him when we make our picks for Nokia.
Yeah.
And final pick, Rasmus Saukoriipi for you. What happened to him?
16th place.
Okay, so it was actually quite okay. I had a feeling it would be even lower.
Well, he had a really bad day, a really bad start to his day, round 2. He took an 8 on hole 1, but he bounced back and ended up 2 under par for the round. So without that huge blow up, he would have been much higher up in the rankings for sure. Incredibly talented player. But yeah, he would have been well up in the probably in the top 5 without that one mistake.
Yeah,
or one bad hole.
That's right. It's going to be exciting to see him, see what he can do this weekend also, Nokia.
Yeah.
But let's count in the bonus points then. You are getting 10 minus points for Anneli Togias-Mänistes, second place, and 10 for Mikael Häme, also on the podium. So that's 20 minus points, and you end up with a score of 110 points.
Too many.
A few too many, considering with your 49 from last week. That
was much better.
Yeah, much better. I got 25 minus points for picking Mauri Willman. I also got 10 for picking Kaidi Alsalu with her third place there. So that gives me a minus 35 and gives me actually 1 point lower than what you got last week.
A new record.
48 points.
Congratulations.
And the total points is now 260 for me and 267 for you.
So you've regained the lead.
It's tight.
Back and forth.
Yeah.
All right.
But
it's going to be a...
I almost said congratulations, but I shouldn't maybe say it this week. It's enough that you had a good good picks for Belgium there.
Sure.
But I'm happy with my score. And
you did very well.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, everything in the top 10 there on the MPO side except for Luke Bain. And then decent on the FPO side. But yeah, you really nailed it on the MPO side this week for sure. Good picks.
Yeah. And maybe that's it for Estonian Open then. Do you have something else you want to talk about?
Just in closure, it was just, a wonderfully run event. Big thanks to everybody who made that happen. I think probably some of the best tournament directing that you'll ever see, the way they organize it there, and then just the course itself. The venue's beautiful, great property. Everything about it is just top-notch event. So
everything was running really smooth. We also got some really nice comments from many of your viewers during all the rounds, actually, in the comments fields and in the live chats. Feels like it was really appreciated, our broadcast there from Estonia.
Yeah, nice to have that interaction. You can feel like it's kind of slowly starting to grow. We're getting more and more people contributing and commenting and stuff. So it's nice to hear all that feedback and to know that people are out there enjoying what we're doing.
So great. That's another EPT events in the books, and we are heading on to the next one. Only a few days of rest and
coming quick turnaround. Yeah,
we're heading to Nokia. We are actually going there tomorrow to play the course, you and me. It's a 2-hour drive from Helsinki, right next to Tampere. And it's a course that I haven't played yet, but I have seen it quite a lot, of course.
It's a famous one.
Yeah.
One of the most famous courses in the world, perhaps. The Beast there. It's a slightly different order that we play, a little bit different layout. There'd be one hole different. The hole 10 for the European Open layout, which is often called the Simon Lizotte hole, the one that you bomb over the football field. That one will not be in play. We'll have a different hole for number 1. Hole number 1 will be an all-new hole that you don't see on the European Open, and then we'll play in a little bit different order. We'll play the backwoods first, and then we'll move to the open part, and just different order of holes, and one change of hole for this layout. But it's otherwise the same beast that you're used to seeing.
And it's also a course that more or less all the players are very familiar with. Many in the field has played it before.
Most, yeah. I think, for sure. And it's going to be incredibly entertaining. It's designed perfectly to challenge the best. It's got everything there that you could expect from or hope for from a disc golf course. It requires all the shots, lots of OB, lots of great wooded holes, and just an overall really big test of anyone's disc golf game.
Should we go through our birdie blueprint for Nokia Open and the Beast? How do you tame the beast, and how do you succeed?
Sounds good. Let's do it. Yeah, if you're not familiar with that, that's what we're doing. For every European Pro Tour event, we're picking out a few points that'll help you succeed in that context. And so, let's get right into it.
First point we have listed is stamina. And we're talking both about physical and mentally mental stamina, because it's a very demanding course and very punishing if you don't bring your best game.
Yeah. Not only is it difficult, but it's long. It's challenging. There's some elevation. There's some walks between certain sections of it, and so it requires a lot of energy and definitely a lot of mental stamina, because it's testing you constantly, and it's requiring a lot of decision making out there.
I'm a little bit nervous about how I will feel tomorrow. I'm not sure if I'm prepared for this course yet, but hopefully I will be able to tackle it somehow.
It's fun though.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. I mean, it's a lot of it's really familiar from stuff that you've seen, really, iconic, memorable moments from the European Open, for example. So it's nice to kind of put yourself, there in that stadium, and kind of all that history and heritage. You can kind of feel a lot of the buzz from that in itself, and then. Yeah, if you're feeling good and throwing well and putting good, it's not going to necessarily be a disaster.
Yeah, I hope so. But it's of course a course that I've had on my bucket list for a long time, and it's going to be really nice to see what I can do there, and see what you can do as well.
Yeah, looking forward to it. We're gonna have a lot of fun testing it out. But the first point for our birdie blueprint is just stamina. You just have to make sure that you're in good shape and that you're pacing yourself, and that you're well prepared for what to expect on a really grueling course for 3 days in a row.
Yeah. And the second point is, of course, a little bit connected to the first point, but we have listed stay in the moment. And we mean that focus on the next shot, because mistakes are going to happen on this difficult course. And forget about your mistakes, just focus on the next shot, and keep that focus. Don't lose it.
Yeah. This course, more so than any other that I've ever played, it can really kind of test a player, and it would be easy to give up or quit once you kind of made so many mistakes that you feel like it's just pointless to continue. Basically, I mean, without a better way to explain it, it's just like it can really wear you down. Like you can have some bad holes, and the mistakes can really compound, and the penalties can really compound quickly. And it can start to feel like you're just completely lost out there if you're not careful. So it's just good to let go of what happened before, not worry about what's coming up. Just be in the moment, be present, focus on execution of your next upcoming shot. And if you can stay in that mindset for the majority or the entirety of the event, you're going to have a good result.
There are some mentally strong players in the field, and they know how to tackle the course. So I'm not worried about them. I'm more worried for my own sake right now. But it's important to remember that staying in the moment, focus on your next shot, forget about the mistakes, because it's going to happen for everyone.
Yeah, and it's a long round and a lot of very difficult shots. So you need full focus in the moment to execute each one of those shots. Yeah.
Next and final point, decide where to score.
Yeah.
Because this course has a little bit of everything. It has more open holes and more wooded holes and very difficult holes, and well, I wouldn't say slightly easier one, but easier than
There's some birdies that you really feel like you must get, but that puts a lot of pressure on you, because that makes them even harder to get. And even those ones, they're not like easy holes. They're like holes that you really want a birdie, but you still have to make a good shot and a decent putt. It's like they're not giving them away birdies there at the Beast.
So if you are a good woods player, then focus on those holes and try to tame them in the best way. And if you're better with the open holes, then maybe put your focus there, because it's hard to get them all.
Yeah, you really have to custom craft your game plan to suit your style and your strengths here. You don't want to try to do stuff that you're not good at, that you see somebody else doing, because that's when it's really going to get out of hand. You can't Eagle McMahon every hole here if you're not Eagle McMahon.
No,
right?
Paul Macbeth could almost last year, but it's proven to be impossible to play on that level.
But you have to be very aware of what your actual skills are, what your actual percentages are of successfully completing a shot, or scoring, and you have to kind of decide where you can actually score, and then you got to put it into gear in that moment to get the birdie, and then the rest of the time you're basically in full defensive mode, like you're just trying not to mess it up.
Yeah,
and that's so easy to mess it up here. So you just got to pick the points where you can score, and then you got to execute and actually score there if you want to have a good round.
Yeah, those are 3 important points. Of course, we will talk more about them also during the live coverage this weekend. But now you know, if you're a player who's going to go to play Nokia Open this weekend, you have nothing to blame other than yourself if you haven't listened to us here on Inside Disc Golf.
I think it's some pretty good advice. Yeah. I mean, maybe it's much easier said than done for all those points, but it's good to be aware of what it does take to be successful.
And should we head on and look a little bit at the field then? Who are going to play at Nokia Open this year?
Yeah, let's do it. Where should we start?
Yeah, let's have a look at the highest rated players maybe.
MPO?
Yeah, let's look at MPO.
Okay. Lauri Lettinen's back. He's 1026 rated. And starting to maybe find his groove and hopefully getting closer to being fully recovered from the injury and back into his rhythm. Jesse Nieminen, last year's champ. This was an event on the Euro Tour last year, and Jesse Nieminen was able to take down that big win.
And so he's the defending champion,
of this event. And he's had a lot of success here in the past as well at the European Open. You know, he's been right up there in the top 10 on a handful of occasions, if I remember right.
Yeah, you're right. I have looked back at it yesterday, and it seems like he's never out of the top 5, 6 even on this course. So it's a type of course that really demands all types of skills and shots, but a really accurate power forehand can go a long way to help your scoring. We saw that also from
chances.
Chandler Kramer last year playing in the European Open together with Jesse Nieminen on the same card, and they were both
well, didn't they?
Yeah. So
ripping forehands all over that place.
it was cool to see and cool to hear from Jesse also that there was a big forehand battle on that card. Yeah. And both of them did well.
Indeed. Great to see Christian Quoksa back in the field. Him and Mikael Hamme are tied for the 3rd highest rated players. And this is the type of course that if he's feeling in control and not giving up too many OB strokes, that he's going to be a big threat here because he can bomb, and that can, open up a lot more opportunities when you have that kind of distance.
Yeah. Lots of Finns this weekend. We don't have the biggest field if you look at different flags, but it's still a very, very solid and very, very hot field of players there.
But predominantly Finns, but we do see some big names coming from other countries, particularly Mauri Vilman, clearly the hottest player in Europe, and way out in front in the points total. So great to have him making the trip up, and he's going to again be a strong favorite, I think.
Yeah. And who do we have in the FPO field then?
Those are the top.
We can look a couple
more real quick. I just want to shout out Hjalte Jensen also making it from Denmark. Just want to show that we have some international contention.
It's not only Finns, even though there are
some, and those are
many.
Those are good names. We also have Emmanuel Banks, who performed really well in Jarva.
That's right. We have a Swede in the field.
We have from Germany Martin Kronacher. We have Norwegian in Morten Christiansen. Yes, and so quite a handful of international players, but predominantly Finns, but some very, very highly ranked Finns. I think it's important to mention, of course, we have Daniel Davidsson, Niilo Hongisto. Teemu Tallikainen, I think, is worth mentioning here. He's the only player in Europe who's been able to get a win over Mauri Vilman this whole season, really.
That's true. I haven't even thought about that.
Yeah, that's, in Belgium, Mauri took fifth and Teemu had a dominant victory. So Teemu, although not quite having the same level of success this season, he's having a great season anyway, and he's proved that he's capable of taking down the top dog. So I think it's just worth mentioning that he's in the field and he's coming off a week off for his graduation party, and he's probably pretty familiar with this course. I think
it's not the first time he's playing here.
I think it's just worth mentioning that he's out there. And of course,
I'm sure we're gonna talk about them more when we're making our picks here soon.
Absolutely.
So that's why I'm trying to go on. But there are definitely players that we should mention and talk about, because it's going to be tight. There are so many players that could battle for the win.
Sure. We'll have a quick look at the FPO. Great to see Heidi Laine back in the field. Top-rated player at 950. Had a week off. She's going to be the favorite coming in.
Clear favorite, I would say.
Yeah. Silva Saarinen coming off a bit of a slow week. She's the second highest-rated player. And then Anneli Togias-Manista right there behind the third highest-rated player. And
is she the favorite to take a second place again? Sorry, Anneli, but after 3 second places in a row on the European Pro Tour, of course, she's going to try to get her first win. I didn't mean anything else than
Seconds
that.
are great.
But like,
great.
really,
but she must. I'm sure she wants it, and there's a chance that she could get it here. She's going to have to play really well and keep up with Haiti all the way through there till the end.
Yeah, but that's also looking like a very stacked and tight field with some really quality players there. I'm sure we will mention actually most of them when we're making our picks. It's only 10 players in the field.
Yeah, not the biggest field. Might be a handful of other things going on, and this is a kind of course that it's not necessarily the most fun for the FPO field for some of the lower rated players because it's so difficult.
Yeah, it's very punishing
that there might be a little bit less players willing to make a commitment to play 3 rounds at the Beast.
Even more important than for those players to have this physical and mental stamina to really be in the moment and
it's going to take a lot of energy.
Think about the mistakes because they're going to happen.
Yeah, and the scores are going to be pretty high on the FPO side, I can tell you now.
Yeah. For me as well.
Are you in the FPO?
No, but I mean, for me tomorrow.
Right, the score, okay, yes.
The score.
Yeah.
But let's go on and make our picks then. What do you say about that?
That's a great idea. Yeah. I believe it's your first pick. Do you want to start on the MPO?
Yes, I want to start on the MPO, and I have my first pick already. Who do you think it will be?
Well, it should be Mauri Vilman, probably.
It's not going to be Mauri Vilman.
Jesse Nieminen.
It's going to be Jesse Nieminen.
That's a good pick, yeah.
Of course, Mauri Vilman is a big favorite after what he has done so far, but Jesse Nieminen is never playing bad.
He's got the history, doesn't he? This course seems to suit him perfectly, or something is going on because he's always doing well there, right?
I can tell you a little bit about what he has been doing last times he has been playing here.
That'd be nice to hear.
He won the Nokia Open last year on the Euro Tour. He finished 6th at the European Open 2022, which was incredible because it was a really solid stacked field.
Yeah.
4th at the Nokia Open 2019, 5th at the European Open 2019, and 3rd at the Nokia Open 2018. So he's always right up there.
He has a lot of success here, and that is a brilliant pick.
So that's why I'm taking Jesse Nieminen as my first pick, and I don't think I will have any reason to regret that.
No, that's a very, very astute pick there.
So I then have a feeling that we will have an Estonian as your first pick.
Yeah, I haven't picked Mauri yet this year, and he hasn't given me any reason to believe that he's going to be anywhere but right there near the top. So, of course, I want the hottest player in Europe on my side today, or for this weekend.
Yeah, if you didn't pick too many Estonians last week, you even talked about picking an Estonian, and then it ended up with Rasmus Saukeriipi instead.
Oh, man, I don't know what happened last week, but let's not talk about it anymore.
It's totally fine.
We're moving forward.
My second pick is going to be another Finn. A Finn that has been doing his military service, and I don't know if he's still in the military, but this is a nice moment for him to sleep in his own bed. He's going to be playing, not in Tampere, but just right next to Tampere there in Nokia. I'm talking about Daniel Davidsson, and I have very good feeling about him. Also really good at this course, finished 7th last year's Nokia Open, and 16th at the European Open last year, and had a battle there with Brody Smith for the last USDGC ticket.
That's right.
Just missed out on that one. But it feels like a course that should suit Daniel Davidsson's game really well also, and he has been playing quite well. Just had a few bad putts there in Estonia, otherwise he would have been up battling with the top players. So Daniel Davidsson is my second pick.
Okay, good one.
So second pick, MPO for Andrew Gum. Who will that be?
I'm going to take Niilo Hongisto.
Also a good pick.
His forehand's amazing, and I think that could help him score here. And he's been consistently playing well all season. He's kind of slid under the radar a little bit this year. Like, we haven't actually got to see him on coverage. He's kind of like been just outside of the lead card on a handful of occasions. And not the same level of ratings, I guess, base performance as he had at the end of last season when he kind of just blew our minds and showed up on the scene doing things that were just unheard of basically at that point. But he still consistently put in solid rounds. You know,
he doesn't know how to play a bad round. It seems.
Doesn't seem like. I think he only knows about good disc golf, and that's what I like to see. So I'm gonna give Niilo Hongisto a go for my second pick.
And as we said already, a course that is good for a good forehand player. And that's exactly what he is.
Yeah, it helps.
Two solid picks for you. I hope 2 solid picks for me as well. My next pick is gonna be first time I'm picking this player. You have had him twice already this season. Talking about Hjalte Jensen.
Good pick. He's got the power to attack all these holes.
Exactly. He has such a well-rounded game and all the skills needed. Great backhand, great forehand, great putting when he's feeling it. The only thing I'm a little bit worried is his mental game, because we know that
this is a course that will test the mental game, but he's been working on it, and I think it's a perfect opportunity for him to
prove that he has it under control.
Yeah, that he has, made the improvement and he's focused on it, and that he's able to handle 3 rounds here at a very demanding, grueling course.
Yeah, it's going to be fun to watch Hjalte Jensen yet again.
Absolutely. So
that's why I pick him as my third player. And who will your third player be?
Let's see. There's some really good players right up there near the top still, but I feel like I've picked them already a few times. So
it's fine to pick a player again if you have a good reason to do it.
Sure.
But we also try to see some surprises maybe coming up.
And spread the love a little bit.
I have my one in my back pocket here that I think I'm going to pick. I hope you don't steal him from me.
Okay. I'm going to go with Rasmus Tuominen here.
That's a solid pick.
Yeah, I think he's another one of the players that's kind of a little bit slid under the radar, that he's, having a great season, but we haven't really seen enough of him yet to really get a full understanding of what he's coming with this year. I think he's got a lot of potential, and I think this might be a chance for him to really break out and maybe be up there near the top.
Yeah, I think that as well. It feels like we're saying it about all the players, but he has a very, very well-rounded game. He's a very good competitor. Like if he's up there in the top, he doesn't get nervous. He just keeps on going and
very professional.
Yeah, very professional.
He's got a good mindset. Yeah, he's an old race car driver, right? So maybe some of that.
I think it's still
ability to
into the race driving, rallycross or whatever it is.
Yeah. So I think maybe some of that being cool under pressure and being able to handle the high speed, velocity. Yeah. Maybe he can cope with the tricky conditions on a tough course there. The weather does look good though. I don't mean it's going to be tricky conditions, but just the general layout is tricky. It should be really lovely weather.
I hope so.
It's looking like it's going to be very pleasant conditions.
And then my fourth pick, I have been taking when you stole Mauri Willman from me. I think I will go with a little bit of a dark horse here. A player who we haven't been talking about too much this year, but we have been seeing him on Disc Golf Stream last year. Do you have any idea who I'm thinking of? If I'm saying Heinola.
Joni
Peltonen, who's having a really sneaky good season.
Yeah, he's 1,000 rated.
1,000 rated, and look at what he's doing this year. He has been in top 10 basically every event he has played. We have barely mentioned his name. So I think that, he has been doing some improvements also during the off-season. He showed class last year in Heinola on the Prodigy Disc Pro Tour, battling with Joona Heinonen all the way to a playoff. Joni Peltonen will be my fourth pick. Do you think I'm going to have to regret that?
I don't think so. I think that's a great pick. I think he's a really, really solid player. And he's proved himself already, and having a good year.
Yeah.
Nice one.
Thank you.
Okay.
MPO4 for Andrew Gum. Who will it be?
I feel like I haven't picked Samuel yet this year, have I?
You have not picked Samuel Hänninen. Is it time for it now?
Yeah, give me him.
Yeah.
He's having a great year. He's really consistent. he seems to be, have a whole nother level of focus this year. And of course the skills are, superb, but I'm really impressed with the mental game and with the professionalism and focus that he showed out there. So yeah, I think he might have a pretty good chance of taking down the biggest win of his career here.
That would most likely be the biggest, at least one of them.
Oh, so yeah. No, I think it's the biggest for sure.
So good pick. I am right now in. There are so many good players left in the field, and I'm really worried to pick the wrong one here. But I'm gonna go with the player that we haven't picked yet this year, just for the fun of that. And he also showed that he is someone to count on after Estonia. I'm talking about Severi Saviniemi.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought you were gonna say, and that's a good pick.
Another great player sponsored by our main partner, Birdie. Hasn't been on the podium for 3 years, now found his way back up there. That might be important for his confidence, because that's the level we expect from him.
Yeah.
Young and had been around for so long. If he's in a good mood, I think we will see 3 great rounds from Severi Saviniemi yet again.
Good pick. And he's having a great season for sure. So one more for me, huh? And this is tough because Lauri Lehtinen hasn't been picked. I know I had him last week. Jonas Aalto hasn't been picked.
Teemu Tallikainen. Yeah.
Christian Kuoksa. You didn't pick him either.
No. Mikael Häme hasn't been picked.
There's so many. Rasmus Saukariipi. There's a ton of great players that are really highly rated. Ville Ahokas.
There is no clear favorite.
There isn't. This makes it interesting.
Mauri Vilman may be a little bit ahead of the rest and Jesse Nieminen based on the history, but easily 20, 30 players who could win here.
This is so hard.
So sorry to all your players who are not getting picked. We still know what you're capable of, and we might regret not picking you.
I was gonna pick one of these sub 1,000 rated players that showed a lot of success already this season.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking of these really young guys from around the Helsinki area, like Miro Ruhanen or Juho Pulkkanen.
That's so cool to see that a group of young teenagers who has been friends for a long time and just basically learned the game together, all popping up at the same time. And
we're all kind of showing up on the main stage there. They're all right around the same age there, and all possessing incredible skills and lots of potential still. They're not on the top of their game yet.
No,
but they're
far from it. The ceiling is extremely high for those players.
So it's pretty exciting. But I think I'm going to hold off on picking them yet because this course, I'm not saying they're not going to do well, but I do have my eye. They're definitely clear on my radar, but I'm going to go with somebody who maybe has a little bit more experience here.
That's probably a smart decision.
And for that, I'm going to go with Lauri Lehtinen.
Lauri Lehtinen, yeah.
I just don't think he's going to finish outside the top 10, and so I need to make sure I don't take it too big of a risk with my last pick there.
Highest rated player in the field, he has shown that he's getting closer and closer to get back to his level.
Yeah.
And he seems to be into it. We haven't seen those eyes really start to glow yet, but
I think it takes time to
it's gonna
build up that level of confidence and to feel that level of comfort again on the course.
And what did he do last year? Did he play Nokia Open?
No, he wasn't in the Nokia Open.
But he played quite well at the
European Open, right?
European Open, right?
Is he top 10?
I'm trying to bring it up here. Lauri Lehtinen. You found it already?
No, sorry.
Sorry.
I was trying to steal your search info. Sorry.
No, that's okay.
Lazy there. Gotta use my own.
European Open 11th.
Okay, not bad.
Not bad at all. And that was a really, really stacked field. So
yeah. I mean, I could have gone with another name, but there's so many good players. Like it's kind of hard.
Too many, but it makes it fun for us.
But this week we're gonna pick an alternate just in case, right?
That's right.
In case somebody
we realized that.
That if there's a DNF, we need one substitute in case something happens and the player withdraws before the event starts. If they start the event and DNF, we have to we have to be penalized for that, right?
Yeah. But if someone is dropping out before,
then we need someone to replace them with. I think it's only fair that we can have one replacement.
Yeah, that's right. I should probably not look at the Estonian Open. I should probably look at Nokia Open.
So we can each pick an alternate for MPO and FPO, right?
But I know my alternate already.
Okay, go for it.
I know my alternate. I just want to make sure that you never took him. No, I'm taking Teemu Talikainen.
Oh, good one. Yeah, good. I'm going to take his doubles partner, national champion doubles partner, Miro Ruhanen.
Miro Ruhanen. First time I'm writing down his name in the list of picks. So those are our substitutes. I think it's
FPO?
We should go
one on the FPO too. Yeah, substitute for FPO.
Yeah, we do definitely.
Yeah,
we were so close to.
Yeah.
I was very close to pick Jenni Karppinen last time, and she dropped out just before Estonian Open. So
okay, cool. So we got the MPO locked up. Let's move into FPO. And
it is then your turn.
Okay, I got the first one. Heidi.
Of course.
Heidi Laine, no explanation necessary. She's the favorite.
Highest rated player. Feels like her game suits this course best. Yeah.
Big distance, and she's really in control with her upshots too.
Heidi Laine, I'm writing down. I should write Heidi. And this is not going to be a surprise with my first pick either. Who do you think it will be if I'm saying that it's Anneli?
Yeah,
she can't miss out on the podium.
No, she's super good. Yeah, having a great year. Just really locked in, really fully committed to the game. I really like what I see from her. That she's always just right there in the moment. I think that one of our birdie blueprints. She kind of totally embodies that. Like she really seems to be in the moment, and not just in it, but enjoying it.
She is the third highest rated player in the field. Silva Saarinen just ahead of her in the ratings, and then Heidi easily the highest rating with 950, 25 points ahead of Silva Saarinen.
Okay, good pick. I'm going to take Silva. I hope she can bounce back after last week. I don't know if the course really suits her particularly well, but
she scores well on all kinds of courses.
Yeah. I think it's just about how she's feeling. How dialed in she feels, and I think she could potentially win.
If there is someone who is mentally and physically strong, it's Silva Saarinen.
Yeah, totally.
Mistakes are going to happen. She's not going to care at all about them. She's just going to go on.
It could be a benefit for her. Yeah, I think that might be a good pick. It might be heavy.
Yeah, I think
could go either way. It's a risky one. It's a risky one, but I think it's going to be good.
It's always a fun risk to take if you're picking Silva Saarinen. Yeah, so I wish that I could have taken that one. I'm gonna go ahead then and pick. It feels like
three favorites. Yeah, strong favorites.
They are the strongest, the highest rated players. Also feels like they are maybe on a slightly different level than the rest of the field.
Yeah,
if they are playing their normal standard.
Yeah, I think both. All the Finns there behind them have shown moments of potential to be on that level, but they're not consistently performing at that level yet.
That's right.
But I'm speaking, of course, of Tinja Väisänen, Hanna Lematta, Jenni Karppinen, Olivia Chinstead.
But also one thing that is really clear for Silva is that she has that one weapon in her putting, something that the rest of the field doesn't have.
Yeah, that's clearly her advantage on the green.
Yeah, and she always has that putting to lean back on if something else doesn't work. But I'm going to pick one of those Finns that you just mentioned, and I'm going to do so after watching her in Tali performing really well, finished at second place. Jenni Karppinen. Might be risky. We don't know about her status yet.
Foot injury, right?
Her foot injury, but she looked to be in good mood there in Estonia anyway. We saw her some background footage playing around with the camera and some discs, so she doesn't seem to be too concerned. That's why I dare to pick her.
Didn't seem too serious. Yeah.
No, I hope so. Okay. And might be have been good with a week off for her, looking a little bit shaky at moments there in Tali. Still finished at second place, but I have good confidence in Jenni Karppinen. Has shown great class already this year, many events.
Okay. For my third pick, I'll take Tinja Väisänen.
Also a good pick.
She's shown some real talent this year as well, and some Yeah, a lot of potential.
And we need to remember that she was having issues with fever and health problems there in Estonia, and
Battled through it tough.
yeah, as soon as she started to feel better, her game came back also, and she played a very good round 2 and 3.
Great highlights.
Yeah.
And you could tell that she was perking up, feeling better.
So one pick left for me. I'm not sure about this one, but I think I'm gonna go with Olivia Kindstedt.
Good pick.
I know that she has the level to do well.
talent,
Yeah, the talent and all the different shots and shapes and everything. The only thing I'm slightly worried about is what happens if you start to do too many mistakes, because she's that kind of player that she can get stuck in her head.
Yeah, and this is the kind of place where that can be an issue.
But I still think that we're just waiting for a breakthrough performance from Olivia Kindstedt.
This could be it.
Yeah.
This could be it.
So that's why I'm taking her, and I am sure that she will make me proud.
Yeah. Yeah, she's shown some real class, some real potential, and this might be the weekend she puts it all together.
I hope so.
For my alternate pick, I'm going to take Hanna Lamata from Oulu. She's a very experienced player. She's got a lot of great skills and a lot of experience. Yeah, a lot of experience. Like I said, she's been touring, different places in the world. She's eligible to play in age-protected divisions, but can still compete there in the Open. And great to have her in the field. I'm going to take her as the alternate pick.
Mm-hmm. And my alternate is going to be younger sister of Heidi Laine, Sonja Laine.
Nice, yeah.
And also a player we haven't seen too much of. We saw her in round 1 last year in Copenhagen, but she's usually at the bottom half of the field. But I have seen some big improvements in her game, and I'm feeling quite confident that she will just continue to get better and better, because she has everything around her, all the best role models possible. She has already a lot of experience this year from touring in the US together with her sister and Silva.
She just graduated.
Yeah.
She can commit a little more to the game perhaps. And
I hope so.
Yeah, you're right, she's got everything going for her. She can just soak it all up from her big sis and from all those great role models around, high quality players.
So yeah, that's gonna be my alternate, and that's gonna be it for the picks this time.
Yeah, and I think that's going to just about do it for the whole show, right?
That was a slightly long episode 27, but
yeah, right on track.
We have always a lot to talk about here in Inside Disc Golf. There's so much action going on, and we are right in the heat now of the most intense part of the season. It's starting now, and we're getting into June. It's not going to slow down. No. So much to look forward to, and we're going to be here to break it down for you on Inside Disc Golf. That's going to do it for episode 27. Andrew Gum here. Victor Torgestad here.
Signing off.
Bye-bye.
Inside Disc Golf, the European Disc Golf podcast. Everything about European Disc Golf in one podcast.